Good evening, everyone. Would you please all stand? A moment of silence, and then we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank everybody for coming tonight. It's our reorganization meeting, and certainly all the volunteers that are here tonight will be sworn in, and thank you for your service to our town. First thing on the agenda will be the public comments, but of course, if you have any public comments, hold it to the ending, okay? The first business for me tonight here is the election of president for the board. Is there any nominations for president to the board?
Yeah, I'll nominate Ed Kisselback.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, call for a vote for president for Ed Kisselback. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Congratulations, Ed. You guys have to get sworn in.
No, because if I can.
Yeah, they'll get sworn in now. You have to get sworn in now. I do know that. It's not about public official.
I have to get sworn in. I've heard this from everybody as they walk from here to here, over to here, and turn around again. Can I hear everybody from the audience? You have to get sworn in. Ready? I don't hear anything. Okay. All right. Listen, this part of the agenda is myself, Ed Kisselback, and Joseph Knowles, who won re-election, are going to be sworn into those positions. We have the Honorable Michael Gallagher and the Honorable Joseph Falcone. Our district justice is here this evening to help us throughout this entire evening, so we thank you for being here, and we appreciate everything you do for us in Bensalem. So I'm going to have come up here. I didn't bring anyone with me to be sworn in, so Mayor, I guess you'd be kind enough to hold the Bible. Or I can hold it myself, to tell you the truth, but I would prefer you being up here.
Well, you're swearing.
I, Ed Kisselback, solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. That I will fulfill the duties of office as the Bensalem Township Councilman with fidelity. Thank you. I'd like to bring up Joseph Knowles to be sworn in for another term as councilman in Bensalem Township. What's that?
I, Joseph Knowles, do solemnly swear support the bank and
Oh, I got you. Yes.
the Constitution of the Commonwealth. Discharge our duties
As a member of
of
Bensalem Township Council
Bensalem Township Council
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We also have the swearing in of two auditors who won.
appointments,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
and the Constitution
the Constitution
of this
of
Commonwealth,
this Commonwealth,
that I will
and that I will
fulfill
fulfill
the duties
the duties
of office
of office
as Bensalem Township Auditor
as Bensalem Township Auditor
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
And now we have Dominic Webster for the position of auditor.
I, Dominic Webster,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support, obey, and defend
to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and I fulfill the duties
and the duties
as Bensalem Township
as Bensalem Township Auditor
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Okay, we're going to move on to agenda item number 6. If anyone would like to, if they've seen their friends and family being sworn in, and they'd like to leave, you can certainly do it at this opportunity time. We just did these. Okay. All right, moving right on, then we're going to agenda item number 5, which is a township secretary for 2024. What?
Vice President.
Oh. Oh, you're right. You're right. You messed me up, Joe. I got it. All right. I apologize, and I'm on cue here. We had to change the agenda around a little bit. All right, moving on to agenda item number 4, which is the election of the vice president. Is there any nominees for the position of vice president on council?
I'll nominate Joe Knowles
We have
for
a,
Vice President.
all right, we have a nomination, Joe Knowles.
I'll second.
We have a second. Any other nominees for this position? I'll close the nomination process at this time. Ask for a vote to be taken. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
And against, any abstentions? That is unanimous. All right, Joe Knowles, you are vice president.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Election of the township secretary for the year 2024. Are there anyone who'd like to put a nomination up?
I would like to nominate Stacy Champion.
All right, we have one name, Stacy Champion, for the position of township secretary. Are there any seconds on that?
I'll second the motion.
Do we have a second on the motion? Any additional nominees for the position of township secretary? Not hearing any. I'll take a vote. All those in favor signify with an aye. Aye. And against? Any abstentions? That is unanimous. All right, now moving on to... Okay, moving right along. Agenda item number 6, election of the township assistant secretary. Mr. Mayor, I guess you're going to give us all these names, is that correct? All right, we have, the mayor's selection is Debbie McBreen for the assistant secretary. I need a motion on the floor.
So moved.
We have a motion on the floor. I need a second.
Second?
Second. All those in favor signify with an aye. Aye. And against, abstentions. That's unanimous. Agenda item number 7, this is the appointment of the municipal clerk. This is pursuant to section 2.25 of our code. And Mr. Mayor, your name is?
Debbie McBreen.
This would be Debbie McBreen. This is a Debbie McBreen show. Here you go. Okay, we have Debbie McBreen's name. I need a motion on the floor.
Moved.
All those in favor signify with an aye. Aye. Any against? Any abstentions? Unanimous. The appointment of a certified public accounting firm. This is to examine all township accounts for 2024. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Bailey LLP.
Maley LLP. I need a motion on the floor to accept this. We have a motion.
I'll second it.
Second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
And against, the abstentions, that is unanimous. Number 9, this is a designation of official depository for our township funds. This is for the year 2024. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Mr. President, Penn Community Bank.
Penn Community Bank. I need a motion on the floor.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any, we have an abstention, so that's a 4-1. It's an abstention. 401. Number 10, the designation of the Bensalem Township news media for the legal advertising of 2024 Bucks County Courier. Whoops. I let it out of the bag, Joe.
Better you say it than I do. Bucks County Courier Times. I
All right.
think they're still in business.
Yeah.
All right, number 10, so we need a motion on this to accept. We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor? Aye. And against, and abstentions, unanimous. Number 11 is the designation of the monthly meeting dates during 2024. We have a list that was provided for us from our secretary, Debbie. And the only question I had, or suggestion, or possibility, something we may want to consider, is that April 8th, and I think we have Passover on the April the 22nd. So I had suggested possibly going to the 29th, April 8th and the 29th. That would be the end of the Passover season, I mean, of that holiday. So, I'm sorry, what? No, we'll leave May the way it is. We'll make the one change at this point. Is that up for discussion? Does anyone understand that? Does anyone want to go with that, or do you want to go with the one date of April 8th? Not hearing one, I'm going to assume that we're going to go with the date of April 8th and April the 29th as our dates. Any changes, we'll see in the future.
Looks like Mr. President has a question.
Paizo, go ahead.
I'm sorry if I wasn't following. So
Okay.
the 22nd is the first evening of Passover.
Correct,
So you're recommending that we not meet that night?
correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
It's
Yes.
the 29th, it's over by then, right?
It's the last day.
Technically, the 30th is the last day, but I don't know that the 29th carries the same significance necessarily as the 22nd.
That's my understanding also,
Okay.
so. All right, we'll make it to the 29th. If we can discuss that further, we can always change it in the future, but now we do have a tangible date that we can refer to at this point. All the other dates look good. Of course, we have the change of October the 15th, because that's still a holiday in Bensalem, Columbus Day. And then we have the November 12th, Monday, is the township holiday, which is Veterans Day, November 11th. We all know that. Okay? So the dates will be on record. We'll post them on our website. And if you want, should I read them out? All right, these are the dates that we have so far then. January 8th.
Before you start, Mr. Kisselback, again,
Okay.
forgive me.
Yeah, sure.
Calendar that is proposed at the moment has a meeting on May 6th, which would be the week immediately after the 29th.
Right.
It's also the first Monday. So should we then change the May meetings to the 13th and 27th, or will that conflict with any other?
Well, you've gone to the 27th, you're avoiding the 27th because that's a holiday, that's Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
So you've moved, the proposed calendar has you meeting in May on the 1st and 3rd, and April has 5 Mondays. So what we're talking about right now would be meeting on the 5th Monday in April and then the 1st Monday in May, which might, I don't know that.
I'm fine with the way it is, the way right now, and if we need to change it as it gets closer to it.
Okay.
I know what you're saying, Joe. I looked at the same thing. We were just discussing that just a few moments ago, too. So we'll leave it as it is, as it stands now. Is that fine with you?
Which is,
Which will be May 6th and then May 20th.
Probably.
April 29th.
so you're still saying, proposing to meet on April 29th?
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. Okay, these are the dates that are proposed. January 8th, January 22nd, February 12th, February 26th, March 11th, March 25th, April 8th, April 29th, May 6th, May 20th, June 10th, June 24th, July 8th, July 22nd, August 12th, August 26th, September 9th, and September 23rd, October is the 15th, and October 28th, then November 12th, as well as November 25th. The budget meeting will decided to be on December 2nd, and our regular scheduled meeting will be December the 16th. They are the proposed dates as it is today. They're certainly open for a change. You provide us with this calendar, which is excellent, so we refer to that too. That was very thoughtful of you. Thank you very much. Okay, these are the dates that we have to, that we discussed, that we changed, and so if I could receive a motion to accept these dates as corrected.
I'll make a,
You go ahead.
okay. I'll make a motion to accept the dates as presented by President Kisselbang.
Okay, so a motion on the floor.
I'll second it.
We do have a second on the motion. Any additional discussion? All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Any against, any abstentions? Okay. Okay, here we go. We moved up agenda item. We have agenda item, do we have to put it in the form of a motion? Mr. Pizzo? We changed the, because it's on the agenda, even though it's stated as number 24. If 5 to 11, we have agenda item number 24.
No, that's fine.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so we have this, the first board that we're going to be discussing with the mayor's presentation of names is going to be the advice and consent of the mayoral appointment of 7 members of the Veterans Affairs Advisory Board. This is for a 1-year term. Richard? I'm
Thank you,
sorry.
Mr. President. Before we start, I'd just like to say my dear friend, Captain Dave Christian's here tonight, certainly a friend of veterans and does a lot for the veterans, the most decorated veteran in the Vietnam War. And Dave, it's a pleasure to have you with us here tonight, and certainly I know with the veterans. It's very important.
Dave, would you like to say a word? Why don't you get up and say a word? It's a pleasure us to have you here amongst us, so be kind enough to come up and just say a few words for us, if you would be. Yeah, you got clothes on, so it's a good start. You're dressed.
Mike's hot?
Yeah, it's hot.
No jokes. Bensalem has meant a lot to me in my lifetime. We used to hang out, I lived on, right off of Unionville Road there for a year. It was, my aunt moved out here, and they thought it was really country, and she was scared to live here, and her husband worked at 3 a.m. at nighttime, so I had to come out here, and then I would take the bus to Bishop Egan for a year before I went to Truman. So Bensalem did mean a lot to me. I had a lot of friends here that went to Bensalem High School. We fought, most of the kids in Bensalem come up pretty tough. And if you come into the neighborhood of Bensalem, you have to learn to do different things. Throw snowballs at the police cars, and make sure they don't catch you. So, but I've been friends with the mayor here. Before this mayor, there was Mayor Burns. I've known all these different people in the township. I've had so many friends and family that lived in the township here. We went off during the Vietnam War in droves and droves, and you would think you'd never cross paths. And, you know, there were 10% of America fought in World War II. Almost 5% of America was in uniform during the Vietnam War years. And you think with so many millions of people in uniform, you'd never cross paths with anybody from Bensalem. Well, believe it or not, I crossed paths in jump school, and crossed paths in Vietnam, and crossed paths in firefights. After a firefight, we'd be placing it up, and the medics would come over and say, didn't you hang out, didn't you throw snowballs there off Unionville Pike? I said, well, you make my heart feel good. But Bensalem makes my heart feel good, and the people that live here are blessed here. You have the greatest, I'm telling you, in terms of patriotism, this township is the greatest. In terms of your police, your firefighters, your EMTs, your elected officials, I'll put you against any township. And I talked to a lot of townships and across the United States. And I'd say Bensalem ranks in the top 10 because you're number one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave. All right. And the next time you come before Bensalem, you can elaborate on the reason why you left Bishop Big and went to Truman. Woodrow Wilson, was it? Wilson, okay. Even more tempting. Okay, thank you so much for your kind words for Bensalem. Okay, moving right along with the advisory board. Mr. Mayor, would you like to give us some names?
Richard Cliff, Joe DeFranco, Patrick Jones, Jim Pinto, Gail Riley, Bruce Simmers, and Joe Slemmer. By the way, Jim Pinto can't be here tonight. He is going through a little bit of a procedure. Hopefully he's doing well. Keep him in your prayers, and hopefully he'll be back soon. I think he's going to be out for at least another month or 6 weeks, so.
All right, those who know Joe Pinto, he works out front at the desk when you come in at our meetings, so that's who Jim Pinto is. All right, so we have these names recommended by the mayor. I need a motion to be put on the floor to accept these names.
I'll make a motion that we accept the people for the Veterans Advisory Board as recommended by the mayor.
Well, we have a motion on the floor.
Second?
I do have a second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
And against the abstentions, that is unanimous. Number 12, we have advice and consent of mayoral appointment. This is for a one-year member to the Code Appeals Board. And this is for three. What?
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't take the
Did you
vote.
want me?
No.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, yeah, okay, let me bring them up. I'm sorry, you're right. I'm
Ed
thinking-
Davis.
Well, let me swear these guys in. I'm sorry. I neglected to bring up the gentleman and swear them in. The Veterans Board.
You're in
So,
control.
Guys, come on up.
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Is, that's the rule. Is she the,
Guys and gals, right?
is she the first girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I think Air Force?
Yeah, she's a nurse in the Air Force. Yeah. She's a Hopkins girl.
That's Slimmer's 93.
There's Slimmer there.
It's probably most wonderful.
Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the Commonwealth, that I will fulfill the duties as a member of the Veterans Affairs Advisory Board with fidelity. Congratulations.
Thank you, gentlemen and lady. If you'd like to sneak out, you can. If you'd like to stay, you're certainly welcome, whatever your pleasure is.
Ed, I just wanted to note that I'm especially proud. Gail, congratulations. Thank you very much. Gail Hopkins is Hopkins from West Bensalem Avenue, Bensalem grad, Air Force, nurse, and nice to have a lady on the Veterans Board.
Okay. Okay, moving along, I will go to agenda item number 12, which is advice and consent of mayoral appointment. This is for a one-year member of Code Appeals Board, and this is for a 3-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Mr. President, Ed Davis.
Okay, is Ed Davis here this evening? No, I do not see him. Okay, he'll have the opportunity to go to the mayor's office and make an appointment, and
Yeah,
you can
wait
swear him
till he
at
gets
that point.
sworn in.
What's that? Okay, thanks. We have agenda item number 13.
Well, you gotta,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, since he wasn't here. Well, I know. Then I'll ask for a motion to be accepted of Ed Davis's name.
I'll make a motion to accept Ed Davis for Code Appeals Board.
I need a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and against, the abstentions. That is unanimous again. All right, let me try 13, which is the advice and consent of mayoral appointment. This is for 3 members to the Community Development Advisory Board. This is for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Mr. President, Steve Aldridge, Ernesto Viniziali, and Mark Winiker.
Okay, are any of those gentlemen here this evening? No one's here, then I will accept the motion.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Motion on the floor.
Second?
We do have a second. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that's unanimous. And again, Debbie, you'll take care of that, notifying them. Thank you. Agenda item number 14, this is advice and consent of mayoral appointment. This is for 5 members of the Disabled Persons Advisory Board, and again, this is for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Lorraine Simino, Matt Neiman, Joel Polari, Nick Quattrone, and James Wright.
All right, these are the names. I'd like to have a motion on the floor to accept these names.
I'll put a motion on the floor to accept these names as presented.
We have a motion.
I'll second the motion.
We do have a second. All those in favor signify with an aye. Aye. Any against, any abstentions? That is unanimous. Number 14. Number 15, this is advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 12 members to the Drug and Alcohol Advisory Board. Again, this is for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Rosemary Angle, Maura Champion, Frank Curran, Lisa Diazio, Rita D'Angelo, Mary Ann Griffin, Juliana Johnson, Jim Kane, Gary Kisselback, Bernadette Kisselback, Art Mackley, and Mary Van Dyke.
Okay, these are the names the mayor is suggesting. I'd like to have a motion on the floor if we're going to accept them.
I'll make a motion that we accept the names presented for the Drug and Alcohol Board by the mayor.
May I have a second? Second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Any against, any abstentions? All right, we have everyone there. Can we have all those to please come up?
Do solemnly swear. To support, obey, and defend. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of this Commonwealth. And I fulfill my duties. As a member of. With fidelity. Congratulations, Governor.
All right, take care, buddy. Thank you.
Okay, we have agenda item number 16, which is the advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 3 members to the Economic Development Corporation. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Mr. President, Patrick Duffy, Cliff Greer, and Leo Waslowski.
All right, these are current members of the board with their term had run out with a 3-year term, and so I'd ask for a motion to be put on the floor to accept these names.
I'll put a motion on the floor to accept the names as presented.
We have a motion. We have a second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. And against, the abstentions? Unanimous. Number 17, which is the advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 12 members to the Emergency Service Advisory Board for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President.
What?
Don Anderson,
I'm sorry.
Anybody here?
No, no one's here that I saw. I'm sorry. There's no one here from that last board, is that correct? Because we didn't swear anyone in.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't see anybody. Okay.
I didn't see
I'm
you.
sorry.
It's okay.
thank you, Mr. President. Don Anderson, Stacy Champion, John Tchaikovsky, Edward Cooper, Ken Farrell, Ron Harris, William McVeigh, Director William McVeigh, David Marshall, Lance Morrell, Robert Race, Rob Speinheimer, and Kurt Sotzenberger.
All right, these are the names that the mayor is suggesting for the Emergency Services Advisory Board.
Make a motion to approve the Emergency Services Advisory Board.
We have a motion on the floor.
Yeah, I'll second the
We
motion.
have a second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
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 May you have these ladies and gentlemen come up so we can swear you in, please?
Vote yourself in.
I. Do solemnly swear. That I will support. Obey and defend. The Constitution. Of the United States. And the Constitution. Of this Commonwealth. That I will. Fulfill. The duties. Of office. As member of. Emergency Services Advisory Board. With fidelity. Congratulations.
Agenda number 18, which is advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 5 members to the Environmental Advisory Board. This is for a 3-year term. Mr. Mayor, your names are?
Thank you, Mr. President. Tony Belfield, Nina Fedorov, Zail Fedorov, Alkesh Desai, and Thomas Colwell.
Colwell. All right, these are names the mayor is suggesting. I'd like to have a motion be put on the floor to accept these names.
I'll make a motion that we accept the mayor's recommendations for the Environmental Advisory Board.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a second. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Aye, and against, the abstentions. Do we have anyone here from that board who would like to be, that would be sworn in? Please come up.
There you go, we got a guy. Yep.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. After me, I, name. Do solemnly swear to support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth, and fulfill my duties in office of Bensalem. Which board you on?
Environmental Advisory Board.
Congratulations.
Number 19, advice and consent of the mayoral appointment of 7 members to the Gaming Advisory Board, and this is for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mike Gallagher, Mary Ann Griffin, David Johnson, Nadish Patel, Sonny Patel, Donna Patty, and Sandra Rogers.
Okay, these are the names the mayor is suggesting. I'd like to have a motion to be put on the floor to accept these names.
Move
If so,
to approve the mayor's recommendations for Gaming Advisory Board.
we have a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Aye, and against, the abstentions, unanimous. If you gentlemen and ladies, please come up so you'll be sworn in.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand.
Better get it.
Do solemnly swear to support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth, and I will fulfill my duties as a member of the office with fidelity. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
Great job.
Good to see you, Sonny.
Agenda number 20. This is advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 6 members to the Impact Fee Advisory Committee for 1 year. Mr. Mayor, your suggestions?
Where are you at now? Wait a minute.
Number 20, I'm sorry.
I apologize.
It's all right,
I jumped ahead.
it's okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. Mary Ellen Cook, Deepak Dewan, Wayne Lewis, Tom Nareski, Frank Payne, and Ramesh Patel.
These are the names the mayor is suggesting for the Impact Fee Advisory Committee. I'd like to have a motion to accept these names.
I'll make a motion that we accept the nominees as presented by the mayor.
We have a motion on the floor.
I'll second it.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
And against, the abstentions, it is unanimous. Are those ladies and gentlemen here this evening? Not seeing anyone. Debbie will notify them so they can come in and be sworn in the mayor's office.
Yeah, he got sworn in. Yeah. Nobody's here.
I know, but I thought you said you may have seen someone. Agenda number 21 is advising consent of mayoral appointment for one member of the Planning Commission for a 4-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Will Walker.
Okay, we have a name, Will Walker.
I'll make a motion to accept Will Walker for the Planning Commission for a 4-year
We have a
term.
motion on the floor.
Second.
Second, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Okay, come on
He's
up.
here.
I, Bill Walker, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. I will support. Obey and defend. The Constitution. Of the United States. And the Constitution. Of this Commonwealth. And I will. Fulfill. The duties. Of office. As a member of. The Planning Commission with fidelity. Congratulations.
All right, congratulations. Will is also a current member of the Planning Commission. Agenda item number 22 was the advice and consent of mayoral appointment. This is for 4-year members to the Senior Advisory Board, and this is for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor, your names are?
Thank you, Mr. President. Barbara Carter, Buzz Ebner, Robert Gale, and Alice Cresco.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
We
all
didn't call
right.
for
You
that
can
yet.
make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve as recommended by the mayor.
All right, we have a motion on the floor.
I'll second it.
Second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
And against, any abstentions, unanimous. And 23 was the advice and consent of mayor, she wants to get out too, see? Advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 3 members to the Vacant Property Review Committee for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Bill Samori, Jeffrey Darwack, and Al Googler.
All right, these are the 3 names the mayor is suggesting. I'd like to have a motion to accept these names.
I'll make a motion that we accept the names presented.
We have a
I'll
motion on the
second it.
floor. Second on the motion, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
And against, the abstentions unanimous. And number 25, last but not least in our hearts and minds, is a zoning hearing board member, 1 member, and this is for a 5-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Tony Castasiri.
We have Tony Castasiri's name put in for the zoning hearing board, 5-year term. I'd like to have a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion that we accept the Tonys as presented.
We have a motion on the floor.
I'll second
We
it.
do have a second. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? That is unanimous for Tony Castasiri. Tony, come on up with
He's
your
here.
family.
Oh, yeah.
Is that your wife with you too? Your daughter? She won't come up? Is that what it is? Okay, I understand that.
Do solemnly swear. To support, obey, and defend. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the Commonwealth. And that I will fulfill my duties. In the office of. Bensalem Township zoning board with fidelity. Congratulations.
Good job, Tony. Congratulations.
All right, that concludes the boards the mayor is recommending for the year 2024. If we move on to agenda item number 26, before we do that, I would like to sincerely thank our two judges. We're lucky to have two judges in Bensalem, all eminently qualified and distributing their justice in a, I'm
Thank you
going to
for
say,
having
in a
us.
very,
If anybody needs to be sworn in, you can just send them over to either one of our offices. We have no problem doing anybody else that make it tonight.
so, Judge Gallagher, Judge Falcone, thank you once again for your help.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. All right, good night. Thank you.
And now we move on to agenda item number, I got it. I'm letting them walk out. That's all. Okay. Thank you. Huh? I got 26 here, yeah. Oh, I have, oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay. All right, well, we'll have public comment. At this time, anyone like to come forward? Not seeing anyone come forward. Now we'll move on to other business from supporting personnel. Would anyone like to add anything to this meeting? I'm not going to call anybody's name since it's a different type meeting. Anyone like to add anything?
Yeah, Ed, I would just like to add that Rosemary Engel's husband, Roland Tex Engel, passed away, and she got nominated for our drug and alcohol board, and that's probably why, I mean, she couldn't make it. And he was a long-term volunteer at both Cornwalls and Eddington Firehouse, and I just wanted to send out my condolences to the Engel family.
And I know Rose makes every drug and alcohol DARE graduation, so she's always there and very active in what she does for the township, so we thank her for that, too. All right, anyone else like to add anything before we leave?
This is just a testament to Bensalem. We have so many people that are just so amazing and willing to step up and work together to get things done here. So I'm very grateful for that. We're very lucky to have each of you volunteer and help make sure that we keep going strong in Bensalem. So thank you for your service to the community.
Anyone else?
Just wanted to wish all of you and the 60,000 some odd people you represent
They're not all.
happy and healthy New Year.
Thank you, Joe. Anyone else? Not hearing anyone, if that's correct?
When is Unity Week?
When is Unity Week?
I believe Sunday, the 14th to the 19th,
I know we'll meet next week.
January.
but-
Check out Building a Better Bensalem Together's Facebook page. We have our updated calendar for Unity Week. If you don't know what Unity Week is, I wish you would know. Check it out, 2024. I think, Marianne, is this 22 years? 22 years that this event has been running, and essentially what we do is we work with one of our volunteer community boards, Building a Better Bensalem Together, and our diversity committee, who coordinates efforts with all of the houses of worship in the township. And throughout the week, Sunday through Friday, we spend time together, learning about each other, meeting our neighbors, and just learning how much we have in common, really, throughout the week. And each day we'll have 2 to 3 events, generally speaking. So please check out the website, and if you can make any of the events, any one of them, it'll kind of give you a taste of what's happening. We also have the houses of worship provide great food, if that will intrigue you to come check out the food, because that's really a fun time too. But we'd love to see you there, and if you have any questions, reach out. Thanks.
Okay, does that conclude everyone? I'll end the evening by, Mr. Mayor, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I'd just like to congratulate all of the people that elected, people in the town that got elected and giving up their time. It's not easy to be an elected official and go out there and work at this every day, but and it gives a lot of time. And the volunteers, all of the volunteers that were here tonight that you see get sworn in, we couldn't do it without you. So you know me, I talk about the teams. So we have an incredible, great team here in Bensalem, and I wish everybody a very, very happy New Year, and hopefully this is going to be a better one, more peace in the world and more things that can get straightened out. So God bless.
Okay, I'll just add by saying, may God bless all the residents of Bensalem, and I hope you have everything that you would like to have in a realistic way happen to you and your family. And let's take 2024 into the first stride And I won't talk about the playoffs, but the Eagles are in the playoffs. All right, that's it. Good night.
Good night.